Hi, welcome to my shop. I realized that I have not introduced myself. My name is Pauline and I have my own business. It's called Just Pauline and I offer a unique and personal psychic, well that says reading, but I'd say psychic experience. So I am just here to talk a little bit about me and my shop and actually more about psychic readings because whether you are a first-time customer and if you've never had a psychic reading or if you are totally seasoned, I just want to tell you a little bit about getting a reading with me because I know that getting a psychic reading or the idea of even calling up a psychic can be very overwhelming and people do not know what to expect if they've never had a reading. And so I just am here to tell you a little bit about that. So first things first, how Hollywood depicts psychics is completely over-exaggerated. Don't get me wrong. I love watching Hollywood movies and watching, the psychics with like the gauzy scars and all of a sudden they look at you like, oh, you are going to do this on this day and this is what's going to happen and he's going to walk by and he's going to have a pink scarf and, stuff like that can happen. It can, but it's pretty rare. Okay, that's really not how it is. Hollywood is Hollywood, and they want to make some money, and they need to make it look good, so that's how they're going to make the psychic readings look. So, first things first, if you are looking to get a psychic reading, get that out of your mind. It's not like Hollywood. I wish it was like that. It's a little more down to earth. Psychic readings look a lot more like life coaching sessions, or it looks like calling into a radio show. You call like those psychologists or the advisors and you call them for help. And that's more what a psychic reading looks like. But more on that later. Anyway, so Hollywood, get that out of your mind. Psychic sessions are a little more intricate than that. If you come into a psychic reading with the expectation that the reader is going to look into your eyes and tell you everything that there is to know about you, you're probably going to walk out disappointed. So that's my part one. I'm going to put up a part two now. All right, so number one, expectation versus reality. Expectation. Ooh, I'm going to call the psychic and they're going to tell me everything there is to know about my life and exactly how it's going to happen. So it's more like this. Think of a psychic reader. Think of me as a meteorologist. The weather person, the weatherman, the weatherwoman, whatever. I look at what is happening. I read the energy of the situation, the world. I read your energy, the energy of the people involved. And I take a look at all of that and I make a prediction on the likelihood of what is going to happen. Just like the weather person is on TV looking at the cloud and how the clouds are moving, and they can make a prediction of whether there's going to be a storm or not. That is exactly what a psychic reading is like. I am reading your energy, I'm reading the energy of the situation, and it's all coming together, weaving together to be a message. And we have free will, so that's why things can change. Sometimes the storm doesn't come and it ends up being a sunny day. And so sometimes things don't happen, but like a weather person, like a meteorologist, I am able to pull together the energy of the situation and give you a likelihood of an outcome, give you a prediction of what would happen if things go the way they're supposed to go. So think of it more like a meteorologist. The reality is psychic sessions are really made more for guiding you to learn more about yourself. The psychic is going to be able to tell you about your talents, your hidden traits, your blind spots, and I'm going to be able to help you really understand the best approach to your situation and how to make you feel the most confident in how to move forward in that situation. And that's really the key. That's the key to getting a psychic session. I mean, you can call up a psychic and say, oh, is this person going to call me back? Or, what were they thinking? And that's fine. We can do that too. But your real improvement, advancement, whatever you want to call it, if you really want to get the most out of a psychic session, it's going to be to learn more about yourself. That's the gold treasure right there. To be able to know what your hidden talents are and what stops you, and what to learn more about your own blind spots and know about what your actual talents are so you can foster them. That's going to help you move forward in life. Because isn't that why you're coming to a psychic? Yes, you might want to know if, why someone did or didn't call you, but really, it's because you want to move forward in life. And that's what I can help you with. I can help you with all of that. So that's the first thing to keep in mind. All right, I'm going to move on to part 3. Part 3. All right, so as a psychic reader, I am using divination as a tool to bypass your everyday thoughts and dig into those hidden brain thoughts that you have. Okay, so that is what I'm doing. Every day you walk around life and you're thinking this and you're thinking that and you're just going around life and your mind is telling you all sorts of stories. Oh, my boss talked to me in that tone because this is what she thinks of me, and oh, my coworker did that because I know that they don't like me. And we all do it. You're not alone. I do it too. We tell ourselves these stories all day long. And there's this record that goes on repeat, and then these emotions get attached to these stories, and all of a sudden it's just like, everybody hates me, or all my bosses have hated me, or nobody appreciates my work, and you just tell yourself that same story over and over again, and then you start to approach life, other areas of your life, with that same thought process, and you're like, oh, well, if everybody hates me at work, maybe everybody hates me here too. And this false story just keeps getting bigger and bigger and bigger. And I am here to help you dig through all of that crap. And I will get to the bottom. I'll move that stuff to the side. And then I'll get to the real nuggets of wisdom. Like the real stuff, the real you, who you really are. Not the crappy stories that you're telling yourself all day long, but the real you. And I will get to that nugget of wisdom, and I will reveal it to you, put it on a platter, and be like, look, this is who you are. This is what you can work on. This is your talent. And so that's really good stuff. Once you start to get that knowledge, and once we can dig through all that crap, your life is going to change, because all of a sudden everything will be different. You'll see everything through a completely different lens. And guess what happens when you see stuff through a different lens? Yeah, your life changes. You make different decisions. It's really cool stuff. Okay, so another thing to know is that the first time you come to me for a psychic session, you may not get all of the answers you were expecting right away. Just might not happen. Because when we first talk, okay, when I'm doing a reading, I start receiving messages, images, smells, sounds, and reading these vibrations, and I might not immediately understand everything. I am human too, and I have to actually connect into you. So I'm getting all sorts of stuff, feelings and vibes and sentences, and I gotta connect it all together. Like, it's sort of random for me until it comes together, and part of having it come together is actually getting to know you. So be prepared, because I'm gonna have to connect into you so we can weave this entire story together. Okay, the next thing to know is I will ask you personal questions. Just get ready for that. A lot of people expect that going to a psychic reader, that the psychic is going to be a literal mind reader. Like, you don't have to say anything and then I'm just gonna go into your brain and read everything. That's not how it works. Okay, like I said, I'm receiving these images and these vibes and these sounds, and they're just kind of random, and I have to weave them together to be a story. And I have to connect into you. I have to know a little bit. I'm not trying to dig in and find out everything and then give you a reading based off of what you say. What I'm trying to do is I'm trying to get a little bit of information from you so I can connect all these vibrations that I'm getting about you. Okay, so because I can't literally read your mind. That's just not how it works. And sorry that you will be disappointed if that is what you are expecting, because that's really not how most psychics works, and I know that's not how I work. Another way to think of it is, you wouldn't go to a doctor's office or a therapist, or you go for an appointment and they're like, okay, what's going on? Tell me what's bothering you. And you wouldn't sit there and just be tight-lipped and say nothing, expecting them to dig into your mind. You'd give them a little bit of background information. So that's really important to tell people. I feel like one of the misconceptions is that a psychic reader can just read everything in your mind, but it really is. I am getting these vibrations and I am reading all this stuff, but I need a connection. I need a connection to you. I need to know a little bit. By no means do I need to know everything. You don't have to tell me everything. I just need enough to connect the images and the vibes that I'm getting. And actually don't tell me everything, because that can influence it too. I just need to know a little bit. So connecting into you and having a little bit of a background so I can make sense of what I'm seeing is all I need. So just be prepared to do that. Be forthcoming. Don't be tight-lipped. Again, don't tell me everything. You don't have to tell me your whole story. I mean, I can even give readings. I do email readings as well on a shop that I have on Etsy, and I can do a reading without even knowing your name. So it's just all about reading the vibration, knowing the background, knowing a little bit more about the situation so I can connect what I'm seeing and hearing and feeling is what is important. Names, date of birth, I don't need that. I really don't. I just need to know a background so I can connect the images that I'm getting. So be forthcoming, don't be tight-lipped about that. And ask clarifying questions. If I say something to you in a psychic reading and you're like, tell me. I mean, I might just, sometimes I'm channeling and getting information so fast that I'm thinking, or I'm getting information faster than I can actually say out loud. And it could be confusing. So just stop and ask if you have a question. No problem at all. Okay, so when you're getting a reading, most of the time people have a situation or a question that they want to discuss, but you can ask us about a specific question or a situation, or you can get a general reading too. I can do general readings, and if you're just like, oh, I'm curious, I've never had a reading before, and I just want to see what you have to say, what'll happen then is I will just ask for information that would be in the highest good for you to know right now. And your spirit team, your spirit guides will give to me the information that you need to know most at that moment. A lot of times when I do psychic readings at parties and stuff like that, I'll go up and do Halloween parties, and people just were like, I don't have a question, just tell me something. It's really fun because I will, ask for a message, and all of a sudden it's like, oh my God, and it is totally something that is going on in their life or something that they needed to hear, and it'll hit them. So those general readings are really cool. But if you are coming to be for a specific question, which is what most people do, make sure you have your question ready. Be prepared to give your background, so we can talk about the situation, because if you don't give me a whole lot, I'm going to just ask your spirit team to tell me what you need to hear, and it might not be what you wanted to talk about, and I don't want you to walk out disappointed. So if you are going to ask about a specific situation or question, just be prepared with your question. Think about what it is that you really want to get out of the session. What do you want to know? Because in a psychic reading, the question is everything. How you ask the question, what you want to ask is everything, and that will direct all the guidance that comes to me to give to you. All right? Just a couple of things that I have also learned during the years of what not to do. Don't ask test questions to test the psychic. I've had a couple of those. It's not going to go anywhere. You're going to get frustrated. I'm going to get frustrated. I don't want you to waste your money. Don't waste your time. It just leads to lots of frustrations for everyone. So it's not my job to play a guessing game. That's not why I'm here. I'm here to help you. Some people do that. Just, don't do that. Again, don't expect the psychic to literally read your mind. A psychic session with me is going to be very engaging. It's going to look like a back and forth conversation. We're going to weave together a story for you. It should feel like you're talking to your best friend who's able to give really good advice. It's more like that. And don't be vague. Don't be mysterious. You don't have to tell me your whole life story, but I do need some context. And that's the most important thing for you to understand. So if you can understand all these things, and if you can get a psychic coaching session, it really can help you gain control over your life. Understanding your past, understanding who you are right now can really help you go out and live your life. So call me up or send me a message if you are interested in a session. Have a good day. Okay, so my final thoughts on what to expect during a psychic session. I just want to say one thing. When you get a reading with me, whether it be an email reading or you actually have a coaching session with me on the phone, my only goal is to leave you feeling empowered and ready to move forward. That is what I want for you. And if that is what you want for yourself, then you may want to consider getting a reading from me, because that is my whole goal. I want you to come to my session and you're probably feeling confused or upset about something. I mean, otherwise, people don't seek out psychics when they're happy, right? They're seeking out a psychic when they're frustrated. And what I want for you is I want you to leave my session feeling completely empowered. Like, yes, okay, I'm gonna do this. It might still be scary to take that step, and you might still be hesitant or anxious, but you'll feel confident and you'll feel cleared. Outside of psychic work, I'm an energy alchemist. I'll make another video about that. But anyways, I'm an energy alchemist and I do energy work, and I can help you change things in that arena. But in this psychic session, when you come to me, I'm also working on your energy and I'm clearing your field. And I want you to walk away just feeling completely empowered. Like, yep, I know what I need to do. And I feel good about it. Regardless of how scary it might be for me to take this step, I know it's the right thing. Everything will just be crystal clear to you. It'll be like someone, gave you an energetic bath, or, it'll be like you'll just feel clear, clean, cleansed, refreshed, and it'll just be like, yep, I know what I need to do. And you will go out and take those steps. And that's what you're going to feel empowered to do. When you come out of a session with me, you're just going to say, wow, I didn't even realize that. And it'll be like I said, like you have a new set of glasses on, a whole new perspective, and you're going to feel good about going out and making those changes. So again, if you have any questions, please feel free to send me a direct message here on TikTok. You can visit my Etsy shop at Just Pauline, or you can email me at justpauline@gmail.com. Just Pauline, JUSTPAULEEN @gmail.com. And I look forward to hearing from you. Have a good day.